Um, the first thing I just wanted to cover off really was around whether now was a good time to start a travel business. I guess historically we see lots of barriers to entry there, and some of them I've listed down there. Some of the things we see, and I guess if you speak to some people, considering the current times we're living in terms of a pandemic and travel being so restricted, people may question why you're starting a travel business. But actually, I think some of those barriers to entry now prove advantageous to a startup. A lot of those, one of the big ones there is around the brand identity, which I know Travelodge touched upon earlier about protecting that. But lots of travel businesses have built up a brand, a reputation over a number of years, and that has a huge amount of value. And as a new business coming into the market, sometimes it's very difficult to break down that and join into that market where it's already so competitive. Well, a lot of those brands obviously have been on hold for 18 months. So a lot of that brand loyalty, the loyalty of customers they've had before has actually diminished, not necessarily because they've treated their customers badly, but because people haven't been able to travel. So that is probably one that is not as powerful as it has been in the past. I think the financial strength one I've got there around the third one. A lot of you probably would have read around travel companies having to issue refund credit notes, which essentially is a credit to the customer, money they owe to the customer. Some of them have had to take on CBILS or bounce back loans from the government scheme. So actually starting a travel business with none of that historic debt that some of those have, again, might prove advantageous to a startup in these times. So there's some other ones there as well, and obviously we can go into some more detail on the Q&A, or feel free to contact us afterwards. The second point I really wanted to make really was around preparation. We do receive a lot of calls and inquiries from businesses who are thinking of starting up a travel company, and you'll see some real range of businesses in there of those that have really done lots of research around the product they want to sell. They're very passionate about it. They have a very clear plan of what the product is that they want to sell, what suppliers they're going to use, how they're going to put that together, and the type of customers that will fit their demographic, fit their product. But we also see the other side of it, where people know they want to start a travel business. They are passionate about travel, but not really sure who they're going to use as a supplier, what destinations they're going to go to, not sure whether they need a license or not, and therefore are unable to answer the questions there around, are you adequately funded? Because they're not quite sure what it is they need. So do spend that time on the preparation. The regulators, everyone in the chain really is going to want to see that you thought properly around your business plan. So please do make sure that it's fully prepared before you're ready to launch. I touched upon there around some of the licenses. There are, with the pandemic, that is an ever-changing market at the moment around how you can financially protect what is perceived by customers to be the best way, what is perceived to be the best way by suppliers within the industry, and also what is available actually from the market. We've seen sort of insurers' appetite wane a bit because of the pandemic. We've seen lots of talk around trust accounts, but there are the package travel and linked travel arrangements 2018 that we have to comply with in the UK. Alongside that are the ATOL regulations. So if you're looking to do flights alongside any packages, you need to take those two into account. And what they essentially do is give you a choice of how you're going to financially protect your clients, and that could be with a bond. So a bond essentially is a promise from a bank or insurance company to pay out a sum of money to a trade body who would then refund customers. The second way is through insurance. So an insurance policy, again, taken out by the tour operator, around protecting your clients again. And the third one is around trust accounts, where the money paid from clients goes into a trust account and is allowed to leave under certain circumstances. But the default on that is that money shouldn't leave the trust until after the completion of the trip. So there are 3 different models in which you can comply. There's not a one size fits all, so I can't sit here and say this is the best one, this best route, because it really depends on your business model, of which one is best for you. Some of them may not be available to you depending on the type of product or how well funded you are. So do some research around that as well, to make sure that you've fully thought through the one that you're going to use and it's going to work for your model. For example, if you want to go down the route of a trust account, but all of your suppliers want paying as soon as a booking is made, maybe that trust account is not going to work for you because that money is sitting in a separate account. So do consider that as well. And then that sort of leads on to merchant acquirers, in terms of you being able to take bookings by card and payments by card. So they will certainly require you to have some level of financial protection in place. Not all of them give the same protection to the merchant acquirer. So if the tour operator was to cease trading, will the customer be asked to get their money back from their credit card company, or will the financial protection itself give a refund to the client? So they're all things that you need to take into account. So again, don't choose your financial security for your clients just on the basis that it's maybe the cheapest option for you, because if it's a facility, if it's a solution that means you can't end up getting a merchant facility in order to take credit cards, then that's not going to help your business. So do consider all of these before you make your final decision. And obviously, the bottom one in there around the cost of it as well. There is a bit of competition within that market, but it can fluctuate quite a lot around cost as well. So consider that as well when you're looking into that facility. Raising finance. So again, that was touched upon earlier around, I think in all of the presentations really, around can you afford to take on new staff, etc. Is now a bad time for raising finance? I think we've seen a real mixed bag really of people who've been able to raise finance. I think with a lot of new businesses, we see them sort of lean on family to start with, and then if they've got some more affluent friends and family, they might lean on them to help them get their project off the ground. Bear in mind that I guess anyone that's investing ultimately wants to see a return on their investment. Some of them may not be as time sensitive as others. So private equity, for example, if you manage to attract someone from private equity into investing into your business, are probably going to want a return on their investment within a 3 to 5 year period. Friends, family may be a bit more lenient. Crowdfunding again is a way that we've seen businesses raise money recently with some success, and I guess there's less pressure then on when that money is going to be repaid. But is now a bad time? I think we're seeing again that attractiveness of businesses being debt free when they're starting up, but obviously it's very difficult to prove your concept as a travel business to a private equity firm if everything is just written within a business plan. Someone will probably want to see that the model works before they actually part with their money. So you might be better off to start with it, sort of the friends and family route to start with, before you can then start to attract external investors into that. But yeah, we've seen investors recently over the past few weeks and months being able to raise finance still. So there's definitely a market out there and an appetite to do that. And that's really all I wanted to cover off for now.